What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla vs Kong news and updates. I haven't bragged about this cup enough, so let me do that now. This is part of the Godzilla vs Kong speedrun, so of course this video is not going to be very heavily edited. I'm sorry, you're going to have to live with it. Anyways, we're doing the opposite of what this video recommends. This is from Warner Bros. Canada. It's a King Kong Zen exercise, all about how to be Zen and meditation and relax. They did one for Godzilla as well. Of course, Canada would do that. Very funny, like it. Cavity Colors released a Godzilla vs Kong poster. It's pretty cool. They've also announced that the designs they've been releasing will be on shirts and merchandise, which is awesome because I love the neon aesthetic and I want them. Cool. Give Godzilla and Kong a Snickers. There's a Godzilla vs Kong Snickers ad running right now. It's not as good as the 2014 Snickers ad. They didn't film anything new for it. It's just clips of the movies, and then it says, hey, maybe we should give them a Snickers. PUBG Mobile is having a Godzilla vs Kong crossover where you can have an encounter with Godzilla and Kong. Director Adam Wingard promoted it, and I felt bad for him because I feel like he's never heard of PUBG Mobile in his entire life, and they just made him do this anyways. Godzilla vs Kong made its way to the Burj Khalifa. Now, the Burj Khalifa is the world's tallest building. They did a Godzilla King of the Monsters ad there. It just seems crazy that they would spend the money on this. I figured it wouldn't have paid off in King of the Monsters, but they did a new one here, and it's actually kind of cool. And I'll be honest, if I have already seen Godzilla vs Kong, would it not be cool to watch it on what would be the world's biggest screen? Sure, the aspect ratio is gonna suck because you're seeing the building view, but I mean, come on, it's the biggest you'd ever get to see Godzilla and Kong. That's kind of cool. Speaking of giant things, there's a Godzilla vs Kong Beijing wall art. It's pretty huge, like 300 square meters or something like that, but it's beautiful, and it's a crime that they're gonna take it down after the movie comes out. That should stay there forever and just be part of Beijing. I mean, come on, that's really good. I like it a lot. I'm sorry for those of you who live in Brazil. I don't know if any of you watch my videos, but for anybody in Brazil, I'm sorry. The Godzilla vs Kong release date has been delayed there until April 8th. It's not coming out too much later than it is in the US, but I'm sorry, it's just coming out later. Godzilla vs Kong put out a poster saying that you can rent a screening, and that is true. You can rent theaters. At most theaters in America, you can rent a private screening. I did for AMC, which was $300. I don't know where it's going to be where you are. The sad thing is I wasn't able to rent it in IMAX, just got a standard showing, but you can rent out an entire theater to yourself and for your friends, and that's what I did. I'm taking a bunch of friends. Anyways, I rented a private screening for that movie, and I'm very excited for that. You can do the same. There are new Godzilla vs Kong promo banners. They're okay. They've released so many at this point that it's like they're all the same now. One of them's got Godzilla being choked out by Kong while he's shooting his breath in the city. That's okay. It's like an IMAX poster. The other one's like seeing through a building of Godzilla pushing Kong to the ground. That's also kind of cool. There's just been a slew of new posters, including this one, which is the smoke clears poster is what I'll call it. I'm kind of into this one. I think this one's kind of cool. Like the color palette, similar color palette to most posters, but you actually get to see Godzilla and Kong. I know they're very small and squished down to the bottom of the poster, but I actually like that one quite a bit. I think it's cool. It's better than some of the other ones they've released, and they've released a lot. They've also released an IMAX neon poster, which is also cool. It's just a screenshot from the movie, but it's still kind of cool nonetheless. Then China did a series of posters, so they did a 3-day poster showing Godzilla and Kong fighting, a 3-day poster showing Godzilla, a 2-day poster showing just Kong, a 1-day poster showing Godzilla and Kong fighting. That one's really cool. I like it. And then they finally did a 1-day banner, which is just a screenshot from the movie with the 1 day to announce the fact that Godzilla vs Kong has opened in China. When the movie opened in China, there was a whole premiere where they had a whole setup event. There's some really cool stuff here. They've got statues, which are awesome. They have like a chibi section. They have this really cool doorway where you can pick Team Kong and Team Godzilla doors. They have a bunch of merchandise. They actually did a full chibi event. It wasn't just like the one thing. They did a full chibi event of Godzilla and Kong, which is cute and fun and awesome at the same time. Real good stuff. I like it. Then there was a Godzilla fan premiere here in the United States. I wish I could have gone to that. That's so sad that I didn't. Godzilla and Kong had a fan premiere here in the United States, and the whole MonsterVerse squad went out to see it. And by that I mean all the directors, Jordan Vogt Roberts, Gareth Edwards, Michael Dougherty, and Adam Wingard. They all went out to see it, and there's this little promotional video with cast interviews where the cast is hyping up the movie. They're making jokes about who's on Team Kong and who's on Team Godzilla, and it's awesome, and I just wish I could have gone. I'm so sad. I've got a Godzilla vs Kong MonsterVerse interview linked down below. It's kind of awkward. It's promoting the new movie. It's only awkward just because because like the people getting interviewed don't really get to talk a lot in this clip, and then so it's like, well, we're not really hearing what they have to say. But the press tour is going on, and so it's fun stuff. Godzilla vs Kong now is being released, so there's critic reviews out for it. They're being much nicer to this movie than they were to King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters currently sits at like a 42 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is absolutely a crime. That movie is not that bad. It's a pretty dang good movie. I could see critics rating it a 60 something. 40 is insane. Anyways, Godzilla vs Kong's rating is subject to change, but at the moment I'm recording this, it is currently the highest of the MonsterVerse, sitting at 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, of course, again, that will change as more critics review the movie, but 78 is higher than Godzilla 2014, which is the current King of the MonsterVerse, which sits at 76%. I'm happy with this. I think this is a good rating. If they stick around the 76 mark, we're gonna be fine. That's not gonna scare viewers away, but dumb, stupid, dumb viewers get scared by Rotten Tomatoes scores as if they mean anything, and so they will not watch the movie if it's lower than like 50. Also, Variety and a whole bunch of other news outlets put a lot of pressure on Godzilla vs Kong recently, stating that it is supposed to be, or they're hoping it's going to be, the biggest performing movie of the pandemic so far. They're hoping that it will be the film to save cinemas. So far, I will say, it's somehow living up to those estimates. Now, these estimates do say that the movie is looking to make around 3 times less than it would have pre-COVID. The estimates for opening weekend in America were originally 68.3 million. Now we're looking at 23.7 million. So the movie's looking to make around 3 times less than it would have pre-COVID. Of course, I don't know how HBO Max is going to factor into all this. I don't know if it will hit the 23.7 million just because people are afraid to go back to theaters, and HBO Max is an option, so they don't really need to go back to theaters to see it. I do think HBO Max is going to blow up when this movie comes out. It's the 1-2 punch with the Snyder Cut. I think that's going to really help out HBO Max. Warner is going to be sitting on a lot of money after this month, in my opinion. So I think we're going to be happy on the digital side of things. I think a lot of people will watch it on streaming. As for theaters, I've got no idea. All the theaters near me are completely sold out all weekend. I cannot find a showing all weekend. Good thing I bought 2 tickets to 2 different screenings of the movie because it's selling out all over the place. There's limited capacity in theaters, which is why that's happening. But point is, people are going to see this movie. We don't know how many, and I have no clue if it will hit the original 23.7 estimate, but people are going to see it. Now, in other places in the world where things are opened back up and the movie's already playing, we have some interesting numbers. In Taiwan and Korea, it released, and the numbers are kind of cool. In Taiwan, it's got $845,000 opening weekend. In Korea, $325,000. Those aren't the world's biggest markets, so it's decent, I think. Those numbers are pretty decent, I think. Russia has some pretty fantastic numbers, with Russia having a reported 6.5 million opening day. I don't know if that's opening weekend or opening day only, or what that accounts for. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's the current report that I've found online, is 6.5 million, and that's supposed to be bigger than all of the money King of the Monsters made in Russia during its box office run. If that's true, that's really good, and I think Warner will be very happy with that. As for China, this is the big news because the film is dominating it in China. It's really cool. I mean, it's the only movie playing that's a big release, but still, the results are in, and they're nice. The Friday release alone was $21 million. It's the second biggest MonsterVerse opening in China to date, right behind Kong Skull Island at $22.5 million. Keep in mind, China accounts for a huge portion of the MonsterVerse box office, so having the film open during the pandemic, having it open with this big of a number, is a really solid sign that the movie's on track to do well, and in a non-pandemic world, I think it would have just done crazy. It's the best opening for a Hollywood film since 2019's Frozen 2, and it's the best opening for a Warner Bros. Film since 2018's Aquaman. And that's in China, by the way. That's best opening in China. But those are really good numbers. As for Saturday, the movie had an increase, which is shocking. Usually they don't do that. I think they always just tend to go down every day, but we have a $28 million result on Saturday alone. There's been a 25% increase of people going to see the movie due to positive word of mouth. Brings us to 49 million in the 2 days there, which tops Wonder Woman 84's entire opening weekend, and it's looking to potentially make up to $70 million given the Sunday results as well. Fantastic news. MonsterVerse is sitting pretty. I truly believe that we might get more MonsterVerse following following this, I will remind everybody that there's no confirmation the MonsterVerse is going to end. In fact, there's the exact opposite. A lot of people think that Godzilla's rights expire in 2020. They sure don't. Just to give a quick spark notes, that date comes from a translated interview that some Japanese people have said has been translated not very accurately, so whatever. It's from years ago as well, from I think 2018, and it also never directly stated that Godzilla vs. Kong was going to be the last Godzilla movie in the MonsterVerse. The interview was of Shinji Higuchi, a director of Shin Godzilla, just saying that Toho can't make any Godzilla movies until a gap opens up post-2020, when Godzilla vs. Kong was supposed to come out. Then they were going to have an opportunity to maybe do a live-action Godzilla movie, but who knows? Toho themselves in multiple interviews have said, we are absolutely willing to continue the MonsterVerse, so I don't know why people keep forgetting that happened. Max Bornstein, who works at Legendary and has done all the Godzilla MonsterVerse movies, has also said that they're probably going to continue, and in the King of the Monsters set visits, it's also been hinted by Michael Dougherty that they're interested in continuing the MonsterVerse, and we just flat out know that it's not over because Kong has a new anime set in the MonsterVerse that will be coming out sometime in the future. So the MonsterVerse isn't dead. I don't know why people think it is. I don't know why people think it's over. I don't know why people think Godzilla is going away. There's no confirmation of that. Nobody has come out and said, yeah, he's officially gone. This is his last movie. And I think these box office results are exactly what Warner Bros. Is going to want to see. They like money. And this is money. This is big box office money for the pandemic. It's really shocking to see how well it's doing given the pandemic. I actually thought it was going to do a lot worse. And so it's doing pretty well, and I think Warner Bros. Is probably going to be pretty happy considering they were okay with King of the Monsters underperforming. So this is good. I think they're happy. That's just a guess. I don't know. Adam Wingard is very happy. He's all over Instagram talking about how happy he is with the Chinese opening. I hope it does really well in America. I hope it opens pretty big. I hope people like it, and I hope nobody gets sick because they went and saw it. If you're scared of getting sick, just watch it on HBO Max, and I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max a bunch, and I'm gonna watch it in theaters a bunch. Anyways, this video has gone on long enough. For those of you who support the channel on the Patreon, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. For those of you who like and subscribe, remember that you guys are the real heroes. For the rest of you, I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man, out. What? You never watched my 66 years of Godzilla tribute? You know it's posted, right? I'm not supposed to give my opinion, but go check it out. And then you can tell me if you like it or not.